guys, Coach Jennifer here, and we are going to get started with our stretching and our warm-up. So if everybody would like to find a good space around them and sit down in a big straddle. And I have Briley with me today. She's going to be helping us out. So you want nice straight legs, one arm in the middle, one arm up, and over the top. Make sure that your knees are facing up toward the ceiling and that your back is nice and straight and that arm is right over your ear. Pushing your knees into the back of the floor, or into the floor. Step tall, with a hand in the middle and over the top. Same thing, making sure those toes are facing up toward the ceiling. Nice straight legs. And sit up tall, to the middle, stretch out. Try to get your head down, but really focus on making those feet go backwards, little toes to the floor, not big toes. And give me a nice pick. Nice straight legs, pointed toes, push the back of your knees into the floor. Try to reach past your toes. If you can't quite get past your toes, then grab the bottoms of your feet or your ankles. And nose facing your knees. Really focus on keeping those feet together and your legs straight. Flex those feet, pull your heels off the floor. Same thing, if you can't quite touch your toes, just reach as far as you can and flex those feet. Give me a nice butterfly, feet together. And then slide those feet out just a little in front of you, and we're going to do nose to our toes. And if you can take your elbows and push your knees down, which gives you a little bit more of a stretch. And sit up tall. Arm across their body, underneath, and pull. Now make sure you have that arm nice and high. You don't want it too low and you don't want it too high. You just want it straight across your body. You should feel a stretch up here in your shoulder. And switch. Other arm across your body, underneath, and pull. Same thing, make sure it's even, straight across your body, not too high, not too low. And behind your head, grab that elbow and pull. And switch. And swing out. I'm going to have everybody sit on your knees. Make sure you're sitting back on your heels. When you stretch your wrist, you don't want to lean up like this. You actually want to stay sitting on your heels. And we're going to do fingers facing our knees first and press down. And try to get your wrist to go all the way to the floor. fingers facing the same direction. Nice straight arms, and we're going to rock side to side. Again, make sure that wrist is going all the way down to the floor. You don't want to be leaning it like this. And just rock side to side. And wrist to wrist. Same thing, rock side to side. And make sure those palms are all the way on the floor. You don't want to be too high with your palms. Get ready for our splits. So I want to make sure that you guys are up on your knees and put your leg out in front of you. Make sure it is even with your back leg. You don't want it too far out to the side or too far over. Just make sure it's right in front. And you guys are going to do it one hand on each side and go ahead and slide into your splits. Make sure your back knee is tucked under and that your leg is straight, toes are pointed. Very nice. And the chest lifted nice and high. And if you can't go all the way down, you guys can always do a little bit of a bounce in your split, just like that, and that'll kind of help you get a little bit more of a stretch. Good split. And then arms up, and we're going to hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. And bring those legs together, shake them out. Then we're going to start back on our knees again, and we're going to put our other leg out in front. Make sure it's even with our back knee, one hand on each side, and slide into your splits. And the same thing, make sure you keep that back leg tucked under. You don't want it leaning out to the side. You want your knee on the floor and the top of your foot in the back on the floor. And then same thing, if you can't go all the way down, just do a couple of bounces, just to kind of get a little extra stretch. Make sure your heel is the only thing on the floor in the front, and you want to try to point it. And we're going to do arms up. Ready? And hold. 1, 2, 3. Jump. And bring those legs together and shake them out. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is our middle splits. So you guys are just going to start in a big straddle, and you're going to let your feet slide straight out to the side. Now remember, you want the sides of your feet on the floor only when you're doing your middle splits. There we go. And then try to point those toes if you can, and elbows to the floor. Now make sure that you guys are right on top of your splits, that you're not too far forward or too far back. Your bottom should never touch the floor in the middle splits. So if your bottom is touching the floor right now, you probably need to move forward just a little bit more, okay? Alright, and then we're going to do our chest to the floor for 3. So you're going to chest down and hold. 1, 2, 3. And then bring those legs together and shake them out. You guys ready for your bridges? So you're going to land your back. I'm going to have Bradley come out here in front so you guys can see your bridge. And you guys are just first time, so we're going to land our back to bridge up. So everybody lay down. Make sure your fingers are facing your heels and bridge up. And you want to make sure that your feet are flat on the floor and that all of your fingers are facing those heels. And come down, knock it up. I'm going to do a straight leg too if you want to take your socks off. For those of you at home, if you're wearing socks, you might want to take them off for this next bridge. We're going to do a straight leg bridge. So your feet are going to be together and you're going to try to extend your legs straight. So Bradley's going to show you guys. And she pushes it. She's going to show you again. There you go. And then you just want to push those legs nice and straight and try to get your chest over your wrists. You guys need good chest flexibility to get those kickovers and back walkovers. So this is a good bridge to work on to get that flexibility that you need for those kickovers and back walkovers. Very nice. And go ahead, come down and rock it out, guys. All right, and we're going to do our last bridge. And everybody's just going to kind of bridge up. And if you can, I want you to try to lift up one leg. Or you can straighten it in the air if you want, either way. And switch if you can. Remember, make sure you have nice strong arms before you start trying to lift limbs. And if you can, lift up one arm, put it on your belly. And switch if you can. And our fun, tricky one arm, one leg. Opposites, guys. So opposite leg to opposite arm. Very good. All right, come down and rock it out, guys. Good job. And everybody, I want you to make sure you have all your space, and we're going to get ready to start our line drills. So I'm going to have Bradley come back up here against the wall, and she's going to do them forwards and backwards for you so you guys can see what exactly we're doing, and I'm just going to give you guys some corrections so you know what to fix while you're at home. So the first thing we're going to start with is our rebounds. We want our toes together, heels together, and arms above our ears. And you're just going to do your rebounds all the way down. So make sure you're pushing through your toes, pointing them. Keep those arms nice and straight. And then I'm going to have her go backwards. So you guys are going to face the same direction you were just facing. And you're going to go backwards. Pushing through those toes and squeezing. Watch your heels. I know your heels like to come apart when you do these, so you're really going to have to think about it when you're squeezing. There we go. And then if you guys don't have the space at home to go in a line with us, you can always do, this week I say I do 15 in place. So if you're just standing in place, then just sit there and do 15. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is our frog jumps. So you guys are going to go all the way down and jump all the way up, reaching up to the ceiling when you guys jump up. I don't want you guys doing frog jumps like this, because this makes you keep your chest down, and we don't want that. We want you to lift with your chest. So Bradley's going to go ahead and do some forwards and backwards for you. Watch how she points her toes off the floor. She reaches up nice and high. Very nice. And then she's going to do some backwards. And backwards is tricky. You really have to think about it, otherwise it'll mess you up. Okay. Alright, next thing we're going to do is our cartwheels. So you guys are going to start in a lunge, and you're just going to start off with regular cartwheels. So from a lunge to a lunge. Ready? Very nice. Make sure you're kicking those back legs and pointing those toes. Really hitting your lunges and making those arms come right up to your ears. That's good. And then I'm going to have her go ahead and come back. Very nice. And make sure you keep those legs nice and straight and you point your toes. Alright, we're going to do our handstand series. Now, last week we changed our handstand series a little bit because it's harder to do handstand forward rolls at home. So we switched it to the handstand, split, step out. So Riley's going to do a series for us. She's going to do handstand, step out, handstand, snap down, handstand, split, step out. Okay? So kick that back leg out. Make sure your feet are coming together at the top. Big kicks. Nice save. And then here, handstand, and step. Okay, but actually I want you guys to go up and hit the handstand and then split on top. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time. So she's going to hit her handstand and then split. Oh, but she wants to try to hold it, so you're going to have to really get a good grasp in your back. Alright, and then have her do it one more time, so the whole series one more time. Handstand, step out. handstand, snap down. Handstand, split, step out. Just like that. Very nice. And then I'm going to have her walk back for us. And you guys can go ahead and do your series back or do 15 in place. Okay. Now, to switch it up just a little, we're going to do a cartwheel to a capital T. I believe we did these last week with this group. So I'm going to have Riley do it from the side. And she's going to do a cartwheel going that way, and she's going to land in a capital T just like that. All right? Ooh, and lift up. Now it's going to take lots of tummy control and lots of leg control to nail these cartwheels, okay? So she's going to do one more for you. Woo. There you go. Lots of body control, okay? And then she can turn this way and go ahead and do a couple more down. And make sure you guys do them all the way down or 15 in place. Alright, and also watch those arms. You don't want them to get into the habit of making them go too wide. So make sure that when you're coming down that cartwheel, you're squeezing those ears, okay? Alright, and then we are going to take a quick water break and then we'll get back to our workout. Alright guys, we're back from our water break and we are going to get started with our intermediate advanced gymnastics. Alright, so the first thing Bradley's going to do for us is our handstand hops. Everybody should know how to do these. You want to push through your shoulders and try to keep your elbows straight. You don't want to bend through your elbows, you want to pop through your shoulders. So Bradley's going to do some handstand hops for us. There you go. And just try to really pop off the floor. Handstand hops are good for our round-offs, our front handsprings, and it really just teaches you how to block properly because you never want to bend your arms to block. You always want to push through those shoulders. And that's really what you're just trying to get here. And then if you guys can, you guys will turn around and you'll do your handstand hops backwards. You can walk, or you can do a couple and then walk. There you go. Really push through this. And if you want to, when you're going into them, you can arm circle backwards into your hop. Make sure you squeeze your body when you're hopping. And if you don't have the space, do 15 in place. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to our round-offs from our knee. Now remember, when you guys are doing these, you still want to keep those arms on your ears and reach out as far as you can, standing all the way up and giving that back leg a really good kick over the top. And make sure you're pulling that chest up nice and quick. There you go. And I would always say, Bradley, try to get that chest up a little bit quicker at the end. So go ahead and do a couple more. And you guys can do some more at home. Do 15 if you don't have the space to go in the line. And remember to stand all the way up and kick that back leg over the top, pulling your chest up tall. Very nice. Alright, we're just going to go from our jump hurdle round off. So we're going to stand here, we're going to do our jump, and step into your round off. Really get that chest up, guys. And I know you're probably starting to get a little bit tired, but just stick with it. You can do it. Okay? There you go. And then go ahead and do them coming back. Good. And make sure you guys are really reaching out in those round-offs. You don't want to drop your arms and reach for your feet. Keep your arms on your ears the whole time, reaching out and snapping over the top. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is do something that we worked on last week. We're going to do some round-off tuck jumps. of your round. So Riley's going to go ahead and jump hurdle, round up, tuck jump. Now, remember guys, when you're doing your tuck jump, pull those knees up to your chest, because when you're getting ready to do a back tuck, you're pulling your knees up and going backwards. So if you pull your knees in like this, well, you can't really go backwards, or you can, but it's going to look scary, okay? So make sure you're pulling those knees to your chest. Knees up, very good, just like that. And then you guys are going to do 15 of those in place, unless you're doing them with this in a line. Riley's going to do a few more. I just say, try to really pull those knees in quick and tight, okay? Because remember, you're preparing for the flip after, and you don't want a really slow back tuck, okay? And those knees are what gets you over quicker. All right. Let's see. Everybody take a big breath. Whew. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go on to our bridge kickovers. So you're going to stand, feet shoulder width apart, arms up at those ears, and you're just going to go back into your standing bridge kickover. Very nice. And kick those feet over the top. Nice straight legs. Wow. And that happens too. Very nice. And make sure you guys are hitting those lunges. Riley had a good lunge coming out of hers. Make sure you guys are really hitting yours too. And pushing those chests over your shoulders while you're trying to kick over. And if you're an intermediate and you haven't quite got the kick over, we've done several drills that you guys can work on to get that kick over, and that's pretty much what you have to do until we can get back in the gym or until you just get it. So, go ahead and do them a couple more times. I'd like for you to do 10 if you only have a small space, so make sure you do 10 of them. Why? Make sure you keep your form, taking that foot up over the top. And nice straight legs. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is our limbers. Alright? So everybody's going to start a good lunge. Now, if you cannot stand up out of the bridge, then you're just going to do a handstand bridge. So Riley will go ahead and demonstrate both for you. She's going to do a handstand bridge first. There you go. And she just stops. Well, she stood up. But if you can't quite get the stand, then just go down, you know, like you normally do, and stand up and just do it again. And also work on that rock. So when you go to your handstand and you fall into your bridge, make sure you push those hips forward and then rock backwards before you come down. You think you can demonstrate that one?
You're like rocking.
Mm-hmm. So handstand, bridge, pushing those hips forward and back. All right. Now I'm going to have her do it from the side just so you guys can get a really good view. Whichever way is more comfortable for you, girl. Oh, she went ahead and stood up out of that. That's okay. That's the limber. And now she's going to show you just the bridge. There you go. You see how she rocks, and those hands wanted to come off the floor because she already knows how to do it. And if you don't already know how to do it, once you start hitting it right, you'll notice your hands will want to come off the floor too. So you guys are going to do 15 of those in place, or you're going to do them in a line, and then you can go ahead and do them backwards. So I'm going to have her do just a couple limbers all the way down so you guys can see. Very nice. Okay. So just make sure you're really pushing those hips forward and getting a good stretch of the back. Alright, now back walkovers. Yeah, so the first thing we're just going to do some back walkovers all the way down. So go ahead. And these are like the kickovers, only you start with one foot in front and keep it moving. If we're not quite to the back walkover yet, then go ahead and just do some limbers. Or bridge kickovers. Make sure you keep those legs nice and straight over the top, pointing those toes. Very nice. Alright, now I'm going to have Riley, she's going to go back walkover and then do another half back walkover to a handstand. And I want her to try to hold the handstand and then step out. going to go back walkover, and then back walkover to a handstand. Handstand, hold, step up. Okay? So you're just really working on that control coming out of that second or going into the second back walkover. Go ahead. Back walkover. Very nice. And then back walkover, hold. But try to get it to hold for a couple seconds before you step out. That's where the control comes from. Okay? You guys are going to do 10 of those. Okay? Those are a little bit harder. And then we're going to do the same thing going forward with our front walkovers. We're going to go front walkover into handstand, step out. So go ahead.
Like front walkover and then do your front walkover, like hold the handstand.
Just do front walkover and just go handstand. Front walkover, handstand. And handstand. And then step out. But that's where the control is, you guys. So try to step it up. I'm going to have her do it from the side so you guys can really get a view of it because she has a good front walkover. So she's going to front walkover, to handstand, step up. Up. Alright. She's going to do a couple of these in a line. All the way down for you guys. So front walkover to your handstand. Very nice. Alright? So, and then same thing, guys, if you're not quite to that front walkover yet, still do the motion and try to get up out of it. If you're not quite there and you can't quite get up, just do the rock like we do for our limbers. Okay? Alright, I'm going to barely go back to the wall. Or actually, I'm going to have her stay on my line. So, if you guys have tape or whatever you are using for your beam, please pull it out, line it up, and get it ready. Okay? So, Bradley's going to use this little tape thing that we have here for her beam. And today, I decided that we were going to do kind of a little bit of a beam warm-up. So, if you have a little bit of space to move forward and backwards, utilize it, please. Okay? So, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to do easy releve walks. You guys are going to go high up on those toes, chin up, reaching high, and you're just going to walk. Try to keep those legs nice and straight. I don't want to see any bending like that. You don't want to bend your knees in releve walks. You just want to keep them and staying on your line. And then, once you get to the end of your line, I want you to go ahead and go backwards. But remember to really feel for the tape or whatever it is that's under your feet so you know that you're staying on the beam. Okay? Now, if you only have a little bit of tape like this, then just go forward like a few steps and then backwards a few steps and then go forward again and backward again, just so you get the same amount of workout as everyone else. Alright, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do passe or releve passes. So we're going to do hands on our hips, and you're going to start in the releve position, so up on your toes. And you're just going to passe, step, really pointing that toe and making sure it touches to the floor. All the way up, chest up tall. Whoop. And even on the floor, it's still a little difficult, okay? Just really keeping those lines and trying to hit everything you gotta hit. Alright, and then we're actually gonna do them backwards. So, you're gonna stay on your line, high on those toes, and we're gonna pull your knee high up in front. Now make sure you're really getting a lift in that knee. You don't want it down here drooping, okay? You want it lifted nice and high to passe. Your big toe touching your knee. Squeeze that body. When you're doing these, make sure you're squeezing your bottom, squeezing those tummy muscles, spotting your beam.
Those are hard.
They are a little difficult. Alright, and then the next thing that we're going to do is our stretch jumps. Now, there's a difference between a stretch jump and a straight jump. A stretch jump, you want to go forward. A straight jump, you want to go up. But we're going to do some stretch jumps just to really feel the stretch through our body. So I want you guys just to, it doesn't really matter how you start when you do this because you're really going for distance. So I don't make you guys start in any certain way. So you just make sure you have your feet together because you are on the beam, or puzzle feet anyways. And do a big jump, just stretching forward as far as you can and trying to really stick it. But when you stick it, try not to land with your bottom sticking out. Try to land right on top. So when you jump up, you want to jump up and then stick it right here so that your back is nice and straight. Okay? Go ahead and do a couple more. backwards. And go ahead and do them again. Big stretching, reaching as far as you can. Big jumps. There you go. Good. Good. And you guys should be able to get at least 2 or 3 of those in a space. Alright, and then we're going to prepare. And I believe, sorry, I had my little, Alright, intermediate advance. So, we're going to work on, if you're, I'd say intermediate, then we're going to do handstands and cartwheels. And if you are advanced, I want you to do back walkovers. So, we're going to start with our handstand. So you're going to start in your lunge, arms up at your ears, nice and tall. Now remember, don't drop your hands off your ears. You want your handstand on the beam to be pretty much the same as it is on the floor. The only difference is your hands are here instead of here. Okay? So bring those hands together for a good handstand, toes touched, and then come right back down into a nice lunge, chest up on top. Okay? And again, handstand. Very nice. And you guys are going to do 10 handstands, okay? And after you do your 10 handstands, you're going to do 10 cartwheels. And the same rules apply. Remember, you are doing this for beam, so you want to keep it lined up with your tape, and you want to try to get those feet to land on your tape as well. So Bradley's going to... Okay, now that was good for a beat, but technically speaking, if Riley would have done that on the beam, she probably would have collapsed because of the way her arm went out to the side. So just remember to really think about placement, hand placement, and feet placement. So go ahead. And point those toes over the top. Try a little bit quicker. There you go. Now, I know that beam is kind of scary, and some of you guys like to go a little bit slow when it comes to beam, but really you want to kind of speed it up a little bit, because if you go too slow, then chances are you're going to fumble. Okay? So do 10 of your cartwheels on the line, reaching out and really sticking them. And be honest with yourself, guys. If you do a cartwheel and this is your line and you land over here, don't count it, okay? Because technically you fell off the beam, and I wouldn't count it if you were in class, okay? So make sure you're being honest with yourself and really aiming for those lines, okay? And for our back walkovers. So you're gonna kind of step forward. Same rules apply as on the floor. The only difference is your hands are here instead of here. So Bradley's gonna go ahead and there you go. Now that is something that will happen when you do back walkovers, and I've noticed that it happens a lot when we're first learning them too on the beam, especially when we have mats on the side, is you guys like to go wide with your arms. So really think about your arms when you're doing these back walkovers, because on the floor is where it's really gonna have to, you're gonna have to use your brain to think. Oh, that was better. Good. And really just line up those feet, and remember, when you guys are in your back walkovers and you're going backwards, once you see the floor, you can technically see the beam or tape, so look for it so you know where that foot is supposed to hit, okay? And you guys are going to do 5 of those. So you'll do 5 handstands, 5 cartwheels, and 5 back walkovers on your beam space. And then we're going to learn a new jump today. But before we learn our new jump, we're going to go over a couple old jumps. So the first jump we're going to go over is our tuck jump. So Bradley, you want to demonstrate our tuck jump? Knees up to your chest. Now remember, get them nice and high. And you guys are going to do 10 tuck jumps. So you're just going to stand on your little beam with your puzzle feet and be honest. Make sure those feet are landing and you're sticking it, okay? Pulling those knees up. Okay. And then we're going to do a pipe jump. You guys are going to do 5 of these as well. And a pipe jump is basically you jump up and both feet come forward in a pipe. So you're just going to jump up and try to touch those feet. There you go. But make sure those legs are nice want legs straight in a pike jump. There you go. I'm going to return to the side and kind of give you a demonstration. Getting those knees. There you go. Now, technically speaking, I'm going to have her do it one more time. Go ahead. Pretty good. There you go. She's want her legs about to here, so she's just a little off, but that's okay. It takes work. Pike jumps are hard. So the new jump that we're going to learn is kind of a half between the tuck jump and the pike jump. It's called a wolf jump, which is where one leg goes straight like a pike and the other one bends like a tuck, but your knees stay together. So Bradley's going to go ahead and there we go. I'm going to have her turn to the side. There you go. And do it one more time. Okay. Now you really want to lift with those legs. So when you're doing your wolf jump, you want to kind of get it up there and you want to lift it up about that high. So that's your goal of where you're going with a wolf jump. But most of them will probably look like this because, like I said, it's new and we're learning it. Okay? Alright, so you guys will do 5 of the tuck jumps, 5 of the pike jumps, and then I want you to try to do 10 of the wolf jumps. And it'll be hard, just make sure that you're trying to keep that one leg straight and that your knees are staying together and that you're getting some lift forward in front of you. Alright, we're going to take one more quick water break and then we'll come back for our end of class workout. We're back and we are going to finish up our intermediate advanced workout. So now we're going to get ready to just kind of do our conditioning. So the first thing you guys are going to do is push-ups. For intermediate, I want you to do 12 push-ups. For advanced, I want you to do 15. Okay? So go ahead and come down. And I'm going to have Riley face the wall so you guys can watch her beautiful push-up. And you want to just make sure your body is nice and straight in a hollow position and go ahead and push up. Make sure you guys are counting. Remember, intermediate does 12, advanced does 15. There you go. And just try not to sink in your belly too much or pike up too much. Now, Riley had to pull up because she needed a little bit of a break in between. That's fine. Just make sure you do all 12 if you're intermediate and all 15 if you are advanced. There we go. Now, Riley was probably not going to do the entire number because, like I said, when we do these videos, it's usually a couple girls with me for the whole entire time. So she's only going to do a few just to demonstrate, but you guys make sure you're doing the amount you need to do. All right? The next thing we're going to do is our tuck-ups. So, see facing the wall so they can see your inside. Now, when you do your tuck-ups, you don't want your shoulders on the floor and you don't want your heels on the floor. You want to be in a hollow body and you're just going to tuck your knees in and out. Okay, so if you are advanced, you are going to do 30. If you are intermediate, you're going to do 25. Okay, so 25 tuck-ups for intermediate, 30 for advanced. Or if you're an intermediate and you just want a little bit extra, you can go ahead and do 30. And make sure you're trying to keep those feet together when you're doing these and that those legs go all the way straight. Work on your technique while you're working out and it helps you keep that technique when we start doing skills. There you go. And just make sure you guys are really trying to do it all in one setting. If you can't, that's okay. You can take a break in between, but try to do them all at once before you stop. And to move on to the next. Alright, and to bring it down a little bit, we're going to do some jumping jacks. So these are easy. Everybody should know how to do these. Intermediates are going to do 25 and advanced kids are going to do 30. So go ahead. And you're just going to pop them up. Easy peasy. Now, when you do these though, make sure you try to push through those feet and point your toes as you're doing your jumping jacks. Think about the technique in your feet. In. I'm just going to pop them out, real quick. Everybody should be able to nail those super easy. All right? And the next thing we're going to do is our squats. Most of you already know how to do your squats. You have your feet shoulder widths apart, and you guys just come down and up and down. Sometimes I tell kids to keep their hands on their shoulders because it reminds them to keep their back straight as they're squatting. If you notice that your child is having trouble keeping that back straight with their squats, you can have them come up against a wall and just do their squats against the wall, and that forces them to keep their back straight, but remember to remind them not to lift their heels above the floor. So, keep your feet flat, arms up on your shoulders, or here like Riley likes to do, and you guys are just going to pop up some squats. We're going to do intermediate is going to do 25, and advanced is going to do 30. Or, scratch that. Intermediate is going to do 20, and advanced is going to do 25. Okay? And if you are unsure if you are intermediate or advanced gymnastics, just look at the skills. And if you are having a little bit of trouble with the more advanced skills, then you're probably intermediate. Okay? And if you're having trouble with the intermediate skills, that doesn't mean that you're not intermediate. That just means that you just need a little bit more work. So keep trying. Okay? So after you guys pop out your squats, remember that the intermediates are doing 20 and advanced are doing 25. And just keep those feet flat and make sure that your backs are straight as you do them. The next thing we're going to do is flutter kicks. So same thing, you're going to lay in a hollow body position and your feet are going to flutter. Now when you count these, don't count them 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to count them 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Sorry. Like that. So you guys are going to count them, and we are going to do, advanced are going to do 30, and intermediate will do 25. So just really kicking those feet and trying to hold that hollow body position. Very nice. And you can also do them a little bit quicker if you have a little bit more, I guess, experience with them. Flutter kicks can be tricky. And like I said, the advanced kids will do 30 and intermediates will do 25. Sorry, can't read my own writing. Alright, so candlestick out. So I'm going to have Riley face them, right? Everybody hates these, but they are so good for muscle building, okay? So you're going to go ahead and you're going to go down, and our feet go up and jump up, and that is 1. Okay, and the intermediate kids will do 25, and advanced kids will do 30. Really just pushing through. See how she gets her toes all the way up, and then she points her toes as she jumps off the ground with those arms out of her ears, which is really what you want to go for, because she's thinking about that technique. So intermediate kids 25, advanced kids 30. Candlestick hops. Go ahead and do probably one. She pops her feet up and then jumps up, keeping those arms on her ears. And then you're getting the full workout. You're getting the tummy muscles, you're getting the legs, you're getting the ankles, everything. So make sure that you guys are doing this correctly. Another thing I want to add is if you have a hardwood floor or you don't have any mats, candlestick hops can hurt your neck. So it'll just take a little bit more control as you're coming down for your sit and rolling up. So
under too if you wanted, like just a blanket.
Yep, so you can put a blanket underneath it. It helps too as well. She would know because she has to work out home too. Alright, so make sure that the advanced kids do 30 and the intermediate kids do 25 of the candlestick hops. Alright, and the last couple things we're going to do are our releves. The first thing we're going to do is releve holds, which we did these last week. You're just going to stay high up on those toes, making sure you have a nice forced arch. You're going to do 3 of them for 30 seconds. So you have to count. 1 or 2. Just count in your head. But you make sure you're staying, guys, make sure you're counting. Make sure you're staying high up on your toes, and that one foot is slightly in front of the other, and then you're really squeezing your bottom, chin up, make it look pretty. This is for beam. and to strengthen those ankles like I told you guys last week. There you go. And then once you do it, you can just kind of push it out a little if you want. Then take a second, and then go ahead and pop back up. And you're going to do another one for 30. So you can count it, or you can have a clock, or whatever helps. You're just going to stay nice and tall, stretching. Try not to grab those fingers. Remember, palms facing. And then give it a good shake. And one more time. So high up on those toes. Stretching up nice and tall. And the goal is to try not to wobble at all. So you want to try not to have anything wobbly. You want to just try to stand up tall and not let anything move. Not your ankles, not your legs, not your hips, nothing. Just squeezing. There you go. And shake it. Alright, and the last thing that I want you guys to do is we're just going to do releves. So you're going to do feet together, and you guys will do 25 releves just going up this way. So you'll do your hands on your hips, and you can do it as quick as you want. Just make sure that you go all the way up. Don't sit there and do this. Okay, I don't like that, and that's not releves, okay? Go all the way up and make sure you hit. And you're going to do 30 with your feet together, and then you'll do 30 on one foot, and then 30 on the other foot. Okay? And you guys can do them as quick as you want. Just make sure you guys are going all the way up. So if you can't do them quick and go all the way up, then slow down a little bit. Okay? And just really think about your balance and keeping everything in line. And then remember, guys, to do this more than once this week, okay? I want you guys to try to do it at least twice. And then when it comes to the releves, I mean, you can do those anytime. So like if you're doing homework, or if you're sitting there and mom's making you do dishes or something, you know, you can be on your toes. And you can work walking through your house in your releve, and this will help improve your beam, and it'll also help improve your ankles, which is great for anything that you're doing in gymnastics pretty much. So, everybody work hard, and I'll see you guys again next week. Thank you. Bye.